Welcome inside Froggy 92.9. Special conversation today. I'm the afternoon personality, Dano. And when I have tree work on my property, there's only one guy, one company I trust, and that is Jeff Kowell from Image Tree Service, the owner of Image Tree Service. Some important questions have come up regarding tree work, especially with the fire season on the way and with what's going on right now with COVID-19. So I wanted to jump on a chat here with him. And Jeff, we're doing a Zoom just like the rest of the world right now.
Yeah, we're high tech right now. I'm really sorry if there's background noise, but I'm at my place and they're building my house, so there's a skid steer out there working right now. So anyway, yeah, I wanted to kind of address a few things. We are working. We're listed as one of the essential businesses that are able to work, and people need to keep in mind that obviously little ornamental trees. Just the non-essential pruning stuff we're not doing. We've pushed all those projects out. Hopefully, we can get to those later on in the year. Any of the fruit trees and stuff like that, we can do those next year. It just is what it is. But big trees that are overweight, could break a limb. All that stuff is still 100%. And if your trees need to be pruned because they're overweight, or over your house or any of that stuff, we're still doing 100% of that. A lot of work that we're doing is related to the fire rebuilds of the houses, stuff that would stop progress. We're doing that. And stuff that needs to be done so that when this is over with, businesses can go back to work, and they're waiting on the trees to be able to go back to work.
So you mentioned that Image Tree Service is an essential business. How did you find that out? Does the sheriff tell you that? Do you get an email? Is it a phone?
We got an email that from the county that we were actually listed. For a while there, we were kind of being forgotten, and we knew that we were still considered essential because we've been told that, but we finally got it in writing that we are. So it's a little easier to work and not have to worry about if you're breaking any laws or anything like that. So that being said, yeah, we're 100%, we're an essential business, and we're allowed to work based on what the county says is allowable right now at this time.
And you mentioned that you're prioritizing certain projects over others. Is that your decision? Is that a directive from the county? Where does that come from?
I think that we have pretty much decided on our own what essential and what isn't, but the county also kind of gave us a broad outline of what was essential. But I think the county's relying on us as professionals to know what really needs to be done now and what could wait. And I don't want to be sitting in front of a house pruning a little crepe myrtle and have people drive by going, what the heck are they doing right now? So we're doing stuff that needs to be done.
Well, I think the distinction is important to justify right now. Just that, the work that you're doing, the jobs that you're doing, Image Tree Service is open because you're helping prevent trees fall on houses. You're helping prevent, perhaps a wildfire that comes through, the tree work that needs to be done for that. And as you said, for rebuilds.
100%. So everyone needs to remember that the trees don't care that we're in a pandemic right now. And so wouldn't you rather take care of your tree issue now before it falls on your house or drops a big limb, you can't get out of your driveway or whatever? Now you mentioned fire season. That's huge. And, they've been talking about it on the news that the county and the state's concerned that people are forgetting about doing their tree work and clearing for fire safety. And everyone's home right now. It's a perfect, take that opportunity to look around your property and see if it's fire safe, because you really need to remember to do that. This fire is going to come through the county like a freight train if we have one again, and be better off just being safe and being proactive and making sure your property's fire safe. The other thing too is, if we need to come out to your property and look at your land and give you an assessment, we totally practice more than 6 feet social distancing, so that they don't need to worry at all about that. But I highly recommend everyone starts thinking about fire safety.
And I could imagine that, I mean, a lot of the discussion of the job could just be done over the phone as well. So you mean someone wanted to completely stay in their house even. I mean,
100%. I mean,
that could,
Google Earth.
what's that?
I said Google Earth is awesome. You know, I've looked at properties and then I can talk to them on the phone. I've already done that, you know, where they didn't want to come outside. And then one lady, I was like, don't you want to just come outside and you can even stand 20 feet away and we can talk. And so she did actually, you know, it was like, she was glad to actually be able to talk to somebody. She'd been locked in there for days, you know.
So you're open, you're doing essential jobs, you're doing important safety work. You are also driving around Sonoma County, and you have been, especially the back roads of Sonoma County, since Kincaid. Are people doing their firework? I mean, do you see a lot of firework that needs to still be done?
There's a ton that needs to still be done. And people are, you know, we're doing a lot. That's a lot of the stuff that's keeping us busy right now. But the misconception is, oh, we had a fire, it burned through, what's left to burn. Well, now we have all this new growth of bay and Scots broom and coyote brush, all that's like so flammable, and burnt trees. So it's the perfect combination to create this real flammable environment. So that is really important to get that all cut back. And then houses that haven't been in the burn zone, people need to start thinking about areas around their house that they've never addressed before. We're seeing that a lot also. You know, we're getting a lot of calls, hey, I haven't touched this stuff in 25 years. Maybe we should do something about it. I'm starting to get calls about that too.
Are there certain neighborhoods or areas of Sonoma County you feel like should be particularly concerned?
Yeah, you know, West County, um, Healdsburg, West, you know, West Side, Mill Creek, West Dry Creek, that area and stuff is pretty heavily wooded. It hasn't seen a fire in years. And then anywhere where the fire burned through from the Tubbs fire, you're getting a lot of new regrowth. You know, it's had time to grow 10, 12 feet tall. And so those areas really need to be addressed. Also, if you have a long driveway and you only have one way in and one way out, you need to look at that and kind of figure, okay, if this is all on fire, will I be able to drive out? Well, if the brush and trees are right up to your road on both sides, you're probably going to need to do some work.
And we've discussed it before on the radio, but for the purposes of this video, I mean, can you speak to, with this last fire, Kincaid, were there houses that you had done work at and that they're still standing, you feel, because they did the work?
Absolutely. You know, one house, I don't even know how but the house burned down, and we did a lot of work, and we were actually scheduled to do a lot more. And I think that if we had done a little more before, their house probably would have been there. Now, I drove to different clients' houses right after that fire to check on them. And one of them, it was funny because I pulled up and he was outside and he's like, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, I just came to check on your house. And the guy, he goes, "Today is the day that I don't feel at all bad about the amount of money I've paid you for tree work." Because we did so much fire clearing and the fire just didn't really have any understory fuel to burn, and this house totally survived.
Well, it's a little strange to talk about because we're in the midst of one crisis and we're talking about the last one, and we're looking towards perhaps the next one. But as you're mentioning, state and county officials are saying now is the time, and you are an essential business and you're open, so we're getting the word out there that people need to know that, especially if they're home, they can give you a call, and now might be the time to act to get ready for potentially, hopefully not, another fire at some point. Is there anything else that people should know? I mean, we just kind of come out of winter. We're moving our way into spring. Anything, perhaps maybe not in a fire threatened area, that people should be watching for regarding their trees?
I would just want to say that as far as, just remember that trees are essential. You need to prune them. If it's just a little fruit tree or a small ornamental, we can wait and do that later. But as far as like your bigger trees and stuff that's around your house, driveways, anything that could, if it broke, it would cause an issue, maintain your trees. You totally can do that. And then secondly, really, really assess your property for fire risk. And we can totally come out for free and look at your property and tell you, this is what we think, or you look awesome, don't do anything.
So let me clarify that. You're saying that you can come out with a phone call without actually them even coming out of the house, and you will give them a free property assessment in regards to fire damage and fire potential.
Yeah, 100%. They either can have us do some work, or I tell them this is pretty basic. You could just do this yourself, It's better to have their property safe than have to worry about it. I'm not going to charge somebody to come out there to. Now, if it's 100 acres and I got to spend a month out there, there would be a charge.
Hey, he's honest. That's what I like. Jeff Kowell from Image Tree Service. Jeff, before we go here, I'm curious if you have anything you'd like to say, a message you'd like to send to the other essential workers right now, perhaps our healthcare workers or our law enforcement.
Yeah, I want to just say that you guys are awesome, and we couldn't get through this without all the essential workers and all the healthcare people and law enforcement. They're key to getting through this, and everybody just needs to, stand together and as a team, and we'll get through it.
It's a different time and a different crisis than we've ever faced before, but we are still here. We're still going. We're still Sonoma strong. If you would like to hire Jeff or to have him come take a look at your property, he's available at imagetreeservice.com, imagetreeservice.com. And Jeff, I imagine the phone number is still good too.
Phone's still good. 707-433-5355.
imagetreeservice.com.